Alright guys, so how's it going today? So I'll give you an update on the snowblower project for the John Deere. I think I'm still missing some parts. I don't know if that's the way John Deere wants it or not, but I don't like it, so I'm not going to do it. I wanted to put the wheel weights on and probably do the tire change at some bloody point in life, but the wheel weights for the John Deere, there's there's two weights, one for each side. And there's 4 holes. And then there's 4 holes in the rim. So you need 4 to put the wheel weights on. Okay. Well, here's the problem. They only gave me 4 threaded rod. So it'd be enough to do one side, but it's not going to be enough to do the other fucking side. So that's going to be a no-go. The John Deere doesn't really even realize that the blower's on there, but it's on there, but it doesn't really even realize that it's there. So probably don't even really need, and you're probably going to need the wheel weights anyway and the chains. So I'm going to have to call fucking John Deere again on Monday, put in another fucking order for more threaded rod. I don't know what the hell they think when they think that's going to be enough. And then they'll probably be like, well, you just put 2 in for each. Well, 2 is not going to hold however fucking much that weights are. Those weights are probably like 80 pounds a piece. I don't trust just 2 threaded rods to hold on that amount of weight. I want 4 for each freaking wheel weight. And they gave me... some of this isn't even enough. But they gave you a fucking shit ton of these nuts. So I feel like I'm still missing some hardware here. I need 4 more of these. I need a total of 8. And I need 4. So that's not going to work. And there's no book on how to put wheel weights on. I mean, it can't be that bloody fucking hard. Imagine you just put the threaded rod through the fucking holes of the rims and you just put a nut on the back and then some washers and shit on the front. You know. Yeah. So, but there's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And there's only enough here to put 1 wheel weight on. Well, I'm not going to just put 1 wheel weight on and then have 1 wheel weight. I mean, that's just stupid. I mean, come on. So, I don't know here. This is just bullshit. So, luckily they have a part number here. So, looks like I'll be calling John Deere again on Monday, ordering more of these threaded rods, because I know that just 2 for each rims or for each wheel is not going to be enough. I'm not going to trust it that way. And John Deere should know better than that too. John Deere's always about fucking safety this and safety that. Well, fuck, give me some damn, give me some more mounting freaking, things so I can properly mount these damn rims on, or these wheel weights on, and not worry about them fucking falling off. I mean, sure, 2 should be enough for each, but I'm not going to run it like that. And then I fucking bend the rods because there's not enough support there. I'm not doing it. I want 8. I want 4 for each. So now I gotta call John Deere on Monday, put in another order for those, and with the mounting hardware. This is ridiculous. I guess I should have doubled. I guess it pays off to double check your work, I guess. When you get everything, you're supposed to look through everything and do that. But, I thought John Deere would be, smart at this, and they would have this down to a science already, and just they would know what the hell they're doing. So, but apparently not, because I'm missing 4 of those. I really should have 8. Now again, there's no book on this to to show how many you exactly need and this and that and whatever. It's just ridiculous. So all this stuff's gonna have to sit here now. Fucking wheel weights are gonna have to wait probably for another goddamn week before I can put them on. By then it'll be fucking snowing. So I just took the motor deck off the mower. I'm switching over to winter mode because it's just getting too late in the goddamn year now. I got one tree that's still dumping leaves, but he's just... I shredded leaves a few days ago. It was kind of right after a rain that we got. Of course, we're getting more fucking rain again, so this is kind of cocking me over, and I don't know, I can still chop leaves even when they're kind of wet. I already tried, and you can shred them, but they shred pretty good when they're wet, but you can't really pick them up, especially if they've been driven into the ground. So, you know, and it's getting late in the year now, and they're going to be threatening snow, and I got to move on. So, I still got to finish blowing off the deck. I blew what I could off. I'm going to probably finish blowing that off at some point in life. Or I might just sit like that. I don't know. So, of course, we got the blower on. We got the... I'm not really going to go outside because it's blowing hurricane force winds, and it's north wind, so it's cold. So, yeah, we got the blower on, we got the quick hitch thing on. This is going to be a pointless video because you guys ain't really going to see anything because it's just so freaking windy. But it's all on there. I didn't get it on till it was probably close to 7 o'clock. It was dark out by the time I had all this hooked up and good to go. Couldn't figure out that mid PTO thing where you connect the PTO to that damn bearing thing I was telling you about. Well, you're supposed to be able to remove that bearing in the PTO holder without actually unbolting it from the frame. It's supposed to be there's a handle there and like a lever you squeeze. That's what will release the bearing, the PTO holder. How was I saying? I went brain dead for a second. That bearing holds the PTO shaft. Okay, well, if you want to switch over to mowing, you just release the bracket, the holder from the bracket. You don't have to remove the bracket that's actually bolted to the frame of the mower. You can leave that all behind. Supposedly, I haven't obviously switched to mowing mode because I'm going into winter mode now. So, and this is all new territory for me. So I just don't really have a clue. So, but I have to take the drive shaft back off again because I have to grease it. I haven't greased anything on here yet. I did test it last night. I ran it for about 5 minutes. I started off obviously at an idle, and then as everything would warm up a little bit, I would give it more juice, and before you know it, I was at full throttle with it. So, but like I said, I haven't greased anything yet on here. It's just, yeah. So I'm gonna have to talk to the John Deere guy and see what the deal is with those wheel weights, because there should be 8 threaded rods and I only got 4. So it'd be enough to put one wheel weight on, but I'm not gonna just put one on and have it on an angle. That's gonna put too much stress on it. So now I have obviously ran the tractor without the wheel weights and the chains, and it doesn't even get light in the rear end. You may have a little bit of, you are going to have some traction issues, obviously, on ice and snow, but for the most part, the tractor doesn't really even get light on the rear end, all things considered, how heavy everything is. So, but yeah. So, and another thing I had to do, trying to remember now, but it helps when there's actually some freaking videos on YouTube on this stuff, because it helps. Doesn't help 100%, but it gives you a pretty good idea on what you need to do. So I guess I'll go back to the passenger side. I'm not going to sit on the floor and show you, but see if I can get back a little bit. Here's your plugs for your hoses. so you can do all your hydraulic stuff. Well, you're supposed to install that shutoff valve. Yes, it fits on there. Yes, it's a cocksucker. It's a miserable freaking job to do. I mean, you only have to unhook one steel line, and then you have to unthread that 90. There's a 90-degree fitting in there. That's in there if you don't have that shutoff valve on. But I had to remove that 90 because technically I'm putting in a different 90, and this one has a shutoff valve. So, yeah, that was a biatch to deal with. It took longer than it should to put it in, but everything was fighting me. Everything fights me, so it took me probably an hour. And then I got frustrated. I walked away for about an hour, had something to eat, and then watched a couple of YouTube videos just to clear my mind and, maybe figure something else out. Came back to it, got into a fight with it. It wasn't going to go in. Then I ended up punching it. Literally, I punched it, and then it went together. So apparently I have to get violent with my stuff in order to get things to work. But, I mean, I guess it is what it is. So, the valve, I actually punched it. I punched it. Literally, I punched it. And I guess it just lined it up correctly enough to where everything went back together then. It's amazing, I guess, what my fists can do, but I shouldn't have to be punching shit to get it to work. But, and then, that was the worst thing. You can see we got the hydraulic hose holders on. They weren't too bad. The bolt that went here for this one, I don't know. It seems a bit too long for me. And then there's a bracket there under the hood. I believe that's where an engine mount is bolted to. But they have some kind of a damn plate over that bolt hole. So you have to snake the nut in and hold it with your fingers, and then run the nut in as much as you can, and then you can tighten it down. Well, then when you get it tightened, you're literally ramming the bolt into that little bracket, that mount that they have there, which is a poor design. They really should just notch that stupid thing out. It actually doesn't really serve a purpose. It looks like it's just an extra piece of steel they left on there for no reason. So, if I could do it, I'd just notch that fucking thing off and get rid of it, because it's not needed for nothing. It's just like it covers up the frame for no reason. So it just gets in the bloody way when you want to put on a mount like that. And then the other one up front in the book, I don't know why they wanted me to do it, but they said to throw that bolt away. There is a bolt already there. I guess it does something, but they wanted you to throw that bolt away and use one of the bolts. Well, I don't have any more because I used them all, but I have one here. I got a spare bolt, but I don't have a nut for it. I probably lost it, who knows, but they wanted to replace it with one of these. But you can see I didn't do that because there was nothing wrong with the bolt that's in there. There's more than enough thread to... and that bolt that's in there is the same thing as what's there. It has that square head on it, so you don't have to have a wrench on the back side. The frame has a square hole in it where all that lines up. So all I did was take the nut off. I did put my hand in there to keep the bolt from trying to come out, because I didn't want it to come out. And then I just put that bracket on, and I put the nut on after, and I just tighten it down, and it's all fine. I don't know why John Deere wants you to throw away that bolt and put this other stupid bolt on. There's plenty of thread left to do that. But see, I've watched some other videos too, people installing blowers on tractors like these and bigger, and they've always said too that John Deere gives you parts that are just not needed for anything. Maybe it depends on the tractor. Because these blowers will fit on many different sizes of tractors. I mean, you can go all the way down from like an X700. I think that's like their smallest model. I think all the way up to like a, what was it, like a 2032R now. Back in the day, it was a 2720. I think that was the largest tractor you could put that blower on. Like, they have a wide range of tractors that this blower alone can fit on, never mind, you know, anything else. So I'm guessing those parts must have been for other machines, but I haven't really ran into any parts that I haven't needed, or that, well, I mean, there was that one bolt I didn't have to change out because it just wasn't freaking necessary. The other thing, the fittings on the hoses, they were backwards to how they should have been. So if you wanted to try to plug them into the plugs, you would have to twist the hose. Well, that just puts the hose under tension, and I mean, the hose has got metal in it, so you can't really twist the hoses. So I literally had to take, you know, 2 wrenches, loosen the couplers, twist them, and then retighten them just to, I mean, get all that to fit on there. Now, I mean, things are not going to be perfect. You are going to have to fine-tune stuff, you know, but I don't know how that could have been such a pain in the ass that they couldn't get it right the first time. I don't get it, but that wasn't a big deal. That was maybe a 5-minute job, so I'm not going to complain too much about that. But for some reason, some of the fittings, they just weren't going in. I mean, I don't know. It's just because, I mean, those couplers have never been used since I bought the tractor. I imagine the only time they were used is when the John Deere factory built them and they were testing it. That was probably the last time. That was the last time it was probably ever used, because I've never used them in my life. This is the first time I've used them now. So, and of course, John Deere just wants you to go over it once you complete everything. They say to test everything, make sure you don't have no leaks, just to make sure everything's good to go. And I didn't notice any leaks last night because it was hard to tell because it was getting dark out and I was on the grass. And this morning I walked out there to start this thing up, move it out here, because I thought I was going to put some wheel weights on at least today. Apparently freaking not, because I need more of those freaking studs. Great, that's coming out of my fucking paycheck. So, whatever. Yeah, and I didn't notice any leaks in the garage from sitting overnight. So now I did run this last night, and I might run it again here a little bit, but you guys ain't gonna be able to see anything unless I see if I can get Mother out here to videotape the snowblower running. But it ran very quiet, so you don't even hardly hear it running. You hear it running a little bit, but you don't hear it that bad. So I think actually the snowblower's quieter than the mower deck, but that's because the mower deck's right under you, whereas that's a little more out front. So, but other than that, I don't know. I think I got everything pretty much to how it should be. The only thing I did grease up was this drive shaft here, where it can move, because that was sticking last night. I was trying to put the drive shaft on, or the PTO shaft onto the main drive shaft, and it just didn't, I couldn't pull it out. I had to put like a screwdriver in the yoke and tug on it really hard. I couldn't do it with just my bare hands, so I don't know, I needed better grip, I guess, somehow, but screwdriver managed to do that. And yeah, like I said, the only thing that's left now is just to, pretty much grease everything, which I guess I can do today, because I guess I'm not putting the wheel weights on, so I guess I'll take this damn thing back up to the house. Because the wheel weights ain't going on. So I'm not going to just put one on. They're either both going on or they're not going on. Then keep the machine more balanced that way. Even without wheel weights, you're more balanced. So, yeah. But like I said, I ran it last night and it ran perfectly fine, and I had no issues with anything. So the only thing I have to do is just add the wheel weights, and then we'll be good to go. I need to get a new seat too. This thing's really starting to crack. Jesus. Oh well, I'll get a new seat for it maybe next year or something, but I'll start it for you, but you guys ain't going to be able to hear the blower run. Well, I mean, you probably will, but you're not going to be able to see it run because it's, just, it's way over there. You can't see anything. So, and I still get the damn controls wrong. I keep thinking this is the one for the up and down, because that's what it is on the mower deck, but that's for the chute. And I got that valve closed because it needs to be closed for that. And then we got the second one here for up and down of the main blower. You can actually pick the front end of the mower up. See, I'm bouncing the tractor, and the rear end doesn't really even come off the ground, so and I guess we'll start the blower, but you guys ain't gonna see much. That was that mount. So I guess that's pretty much it. I don't know what else to show you guys. I was going to show the fucking wheel weights on, but I guess I can't put them on, and I'm not running two threaded rods per weight. That's just not going to work for me. That's just not going to fly. So I want 4 for each. So luckily they got a part number on there, so I have to call John Deere, I guess, Monday, because it's what, Saturday today, and you guys will probably see this on Sunday, which I think that's Halloween Day. I don't even know. I don't keep track of that anymore. So, but yeah, that's what you see when it's on the tractor. I'm definitely not used to this, but you know what? It'll grow on me. So I mean, I've seen plenty of YouTubers that have blowers on the front of their tractors. You know, there's a YouTuber that I watch. He hasn't uploaded videos in quite a while. I think he's trying to finish college. I'm not sure. I'm sure he's probably done by now. I don't really know what he's doing. He hasn't said anything yet, but they have an x724. You know, it's a little older than this even. And they had a 47-inch blower on theirs for many years, but they got so wore out now they had to replace it, and they upgraded to this, 54-inch, which is what I went right to, because it's just a hair bit wider than the tractor. The 47, I think, would be It's pretty much the same width as the damn tractor itself, and I don't really want that. I want it to be a little bit wider than the tractor itself. So, but yeah. So, I don't know, but it's on. Like I said, all I gotta do is grease the son of a bitch, which I'll probably go do up in the main garage there, because it's actually warmer in there, because the sun's beating down in there and the wind's not getting in. So, I guess I'll do that, because I'm gonna stay in winter mode now. I'm not gonna switch back to summer mode, because there's leaves on the ground again that need to be shredded, because we've had such a nasty wind here the last couple of days. And then, of course, it rained again. How much we got, I don't really know, because I don't have my rain gauge out anymore. I put it away now, because it was getting down into the teens, or even mid-20s at night. During the day, it's going to be 30s and 40s on and off. It kind of just depends on the day. So we're not going to get those 50s and 60s like we did yesterday. It was like 59, 60. So I actually ended up spending an hour with my grandma, because she wanted to let her chickens out. Because we haven't let them out for almost a week, because it's just been so damn cold and rainy and windy, and my grandma can't do that type of weather anymore. So they've been in for over a week. And she calls me at like 9 a.m. and she's like, well, you can come over maybe sometime between noon and 3, and maybe we'll let them out for an hour, let them roam around for a little bit, pick something to eat. And they weren't even out for a full hour, and they went back in. So we just locked them up and called it a day. And I think they're going to be staying in mostly now. It's just, they're not going to probably be going out much. It doesn't, I mean, the cold wouldn't hurt them, but it's the fact that if you let them out, somebody has to be with them at all times, because they're not in a pen. And you can get those birds coming down on them and snatch them up, and they'll take them. So somebody has to be there while they're out, and, you know, so. But when it's just cold and windy like this, nobody wants to be out. So they're probably not going to be going out much anymore now, but if at all. I don't know, the way the weather's looking now, it's getting kind of crappy now, but they haven't threatened us with any snow yet, and we are getting kind of late in the year. I mean, geez, it's almost November now, but I think we're going to have a repeat of last year. We don't get any snow until probably frickin' Christmas, which is fine by me, but I just hope that we get a good amount this time, because I'm ready for it. And then we need it for the moisture. We've been getting quite a bit of rain though, so I don't know. Been getting a pretty good amount of rain. So, and it's not that warm out, so any moisture that does hit the ground, it's not really drying out. And it fucking rained this morning a little bit, so things are kind of damp again. It looks like they dried a little bit since the wind's been so windy, and sun's been playing peekaboo, so it kind of helps to dry things out. But yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I'm not really sure about those wheel weights. I don't know if there's supposed to only be 2 in there or 4, but I'm not going to run it even with 2. I don't feel comfortable with that. My gut's saying don't do it, so I'm not going to do it. If I don't get the wheel weights on in time, I guess, well, I don't know. I mean, they'll go on at some point. They'll have to, but I can't call John Deere now. I think they're open on Saturdays, but I think they're only open for like half a day, and it's beyond that now. So it's early afternoon. I think it's probably close to 2 now, so maybe 1 or 2. I don't know, somewhere around there. So they're not going to be open, and it's not a mandatory part, so I'm not going to call their after hours bullshit or whatever. You know, I'm not going to do that, so it's just stupid. So they can wait till fucking Monday, and I'll have to call and put in a freaking order for that and take up money for that and or whatever. I don't feel comfortable doing it. Maybe that's what you can do, but I feel like it's going to put too much stress on everything. So I guess I'll just do it right and order 4 more of those sons of bitches and the hardware, and try to put the wheel weights on. I guess next week sometime. Maybe the parts will be in there by Friday then or something. I don't know. I know my other drift carter's in. That's been in, I think, since late last week. But we're not going there just for that. I mean, if we get a little bit more, I mean, if I got to order this mounting hardware now, it would be probably be a little more justifiable then, because there's a little bit more there now. But my grandma said she's got to go anyway because she wants to get a bag of feed. So, yeah. So the only thing I didn't put on the tractor, because it's just I don't have that set up, so it's not going to work. But they give you that arm lock for your mid-mount mower deck. You lock up your arms with that. Well, see, I don't have that pin on the newer mowers. I guess they have a rod that goes from one end to the other, and that's what you lock up. But I don't have that, so I'm not really too concerned about them falling down anyway, because they're kind of pinned up there. They're a bitch to get down when you want to put the mower deck back on. You literally have to take like a big pry bar or something and just pry the piss out of them to even get them to drop. So I'm not too concerned about them coming down during the winter. And if they do, well, then I got plenty of metal wire and just tie them up, then open the fucking valve and raise them back up, and just tie it up with some metal wire. Then it ain't going anywhere. So, but yeah, so like I said, there are still some leaves I have to chop, but I've just, I don't think it's even getting to be worth it anymore, because it seems like these freaking leaves are dropping later and later every year. They should have all been done by now. I mean, I got one tree even this guy's got one tree over here yet that's hasn't really dropped yet, and I got one tree doing the same thing. It's starting to drop, but it's not fast enough, and I don't like it, and it's annoying because I have to delay things to just get the one job freaking done. So things are going to have to change. Either I just stop shredding leaves altogether, just forget about it, or I need to get another tractor, like a much smaller mower that I can dedicate just to picking up leaves, buy like a cheap mower or something. So you just dedicate that to leaf removal only, and just use this for mowing and snow blowing work. At least if I know, because I was done mowing, I think even in September, I think it was. I think I can't remember. I have to go back on my app and look, but I think September was the last time I mowed. And now we're getting such cool nights where it's killing the grass and stuff, so nothing's growing anymore. So yeah. So I guess this was pretty much a big waste of my freaking time, I guess, because I thought I could put the wheel weights on, but I don't trust it with just two threaded rods. I imagine they're pretty heavy rod, but I don't trust it, and I'm not going to trust it. I want 4 for each, and so I don't know. Probably take the weights off, I guess in spring when I know I'm done officially freaking snowing. I probably could leave the wheel weights on all the time, but I don't really think I want to, because I feel like that's going to be a lot of extra stress on the rear end, and it's really just there for snow blowing work. It ain't there for keeping the ass end down when I'm mowing. I don't really need that. All the weight's going to be on the wheels anyway with the mower deck, so there's some extra weight there anyway. So I don't know. But that's the way it's going to be, I guess, today. Yeah. I guess I'll just try to grease the son of a bitch and be done with that. I got to get something done. And drop that mid shaft and then grease it and then stick the bitch back on there, I guess. And then I'll probably grease the snowblower first. That'll be a lot easier. Do the easy stuff first. So, but I guess that's pretty much it, guys. I don't know what else to talk about. It's just I wanted to put the wheel weights on today, but I guess that's not going to happen. Yeah, it's just not going to happen. So, but at least we got the worst of the worst done. That's the main thing. This was a job from freaking hell, but you know, it took us a few days because we were just kind of taking our time, and I was still chopping leaves, so that's why I was kind of delaying getting the mid stuff put on, you know, like the valve and the main drive shaft and whatever else. I was, you know, I was delaying all that because I was shredding leaves, but you know, the rain, the wind, how slow that one tree is taking and dropping leaves. Like, I could have been done a week ago if they would have just dropped and been done with it. So I don't really have time anymore. I got to get into winter mode now because I don't know. It's really going to get sketchy now because you just don't know when you're going to get that snow. They're not threatening any snow yet, but you know, you just don't know. The one day they could say, oh, there's a 90% of rain coming, and then a couple hours later they change it over to freaking snow. You know, you just don't know. So I gotta be ready for winter now. The grass is done growing. Fuck the leaves, I guess. Screw it. I don't care anymore. I gotta get this project going. So, but yeah. But everything works, like I said. We've tested it all, and what the hell else ever. So yeah, guess that's. I'm not gonna put the chains on yet. I think I'm gonna wait as long as possible, just because I don't really want to wear them out any more than I have to. Because if I still wanted to use the tractor for something else, I could just take the blower off and then just leave everything else, you know. Like if I wanted to pull a trailer behind me, well, I'm not going to carry all that dead weight. I mean, I'll carry the lift arm, but that's not as heavy as the blower, so I could at least ditch the blower and leave the front hitch on. It'd be fine. So, but I don't know, it's going to be an interesting year. I mean, there's going to be some damn good videos coming out this week. Just watch now. Watch. We won't get a drop of freaking snow. We won't get a dusting or nothing. It'll just be the first year ever where we don't get any snow, period. We'll get rain. We just won't get any bloody snow. That's how it goes for me. It's like you buy a new toy, you know, to help beat certain conditions, and then that condition doesn't happen. You know, it's like I bought a big snowblower now because Big Red's getting wore out. It's a pain in the ass to move snow with Big Red, so I bought something else to see if I can do that. And watch, probably won't get any snow now, so I probably won't get to test it out. We've had years like that. You know, I'm not complaining too much, I guess. I mean, I don't really care for snow anyway. I don't like the cold. I think that's the worst thing of it. I think I could kind of deal with the snow a little bit, but we just get so much of it too that it gets irritating, you know. So, but if I could pick, I would probably have green grass all year round. If I could, I would rather mow year round than blow snow, you know. I mean, the little kids don't care, but they're not the ones that have to deal with this shit, you know. They have to move it. They just get to play in it. So, you know, now I have to clean up all this mess. So, but I don't know. We'll see how the John Deere does. The John Deere, I hope, will do pretty good. I do have, diff lock down there, so I will get two-wheel drive instead of one-wheel drive, so it'll kind of help a little bit. But if I get stuck, then I got Big Red. Big Red can bail me out, Fuck, I even got the Blazer now too, so there's really no shortage on getting hung up. And if you do, you just pull yourself out with another machine. But yeah, I don't know. It's just that's the way it's gonna be, I guess. But I guess we'll see what happens. But anyways, guys, that's pretty much it. Worst of the worst is done. I don't know if I shown you guys. Did I show you guys the front of the blower? I think you guys seen that in a previous video, but I guess because it's so windy out here. But supposedly these are plastic now. Sure the hell is that is. Yeah. That's not good. That's gonna shatter. I know that I think you can buy the steel ones too. This is plastic. But I think you can order steel ones too. I don't know if it's from I don't know if it's from John Deere or if it's an aftermarket company, but I'm gonna run that plastic one, I guess, until it shreds, and then I guess see if John Deere can replace it and get a steel one put in. Because I'm not repairing that blower. I'll take it to John Deere, then they can fucking deal with it. We can load it up in the back of the pickup. It ain't gonna be that bad. So, I mean, the Blazer could haul it too, but I don't have a trailer for the Blazer. So, since I got the Blazer, I probably will get a trailer for it at some point so I can haul the four-wheeler and the mower around if I have to. So, be a little bit more convenient. So, but anyways, guys, I guess I'm going to take off. Just wanted to give you guys an update. I would say we're about 95% done. The only thing that's left to do now is put the wheel weights on, the chains, and then I'm going to attempt to grease it today. And then, yeah, then we'll just move on to something else. So, then this thing should be ready. So, might even have to get a cab for this thing at some point too. I don't know. It just, I guess, depends on, the conditions, but whatever. So, but anyways, guys, I guess I'm going to take off. I'll start this thing up one more time, and you guys can watch it move around a little bit. One more time to please ya. She's not warmed up yet. And it will pick the front end up too. And then you got float. I haven't actually tried float on the blower just to see how fast it'll come down. Well, that comes down pretty good though. I'm gonna go straight to float. Yeah, it's pretty quick. Anyways, guys, I guess I'm going to take off. So I guess have a good day and stuff. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Take her easy.